Right now at 5:30, as millions of Americans hit the roads and airports for Thanksgiving travel, there are heightened concerns over terrorism, which you need to know if you're traveling.
Also on WKYT this morning, tensions remain high in Illinois, a day after prosecutors released dash cam video showing the death of a teenager.
Plus, how you can help state police make the holidays a little bit brighter for thousands of Kentuckians.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you on your Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Hope your day's off to a great start. Hopefully you've got, maybe the kitchen cabinets covered, stocked with stuff that you need to make Thanksgiving food. Yum, yum, yum.
Or you're ready to eat, one or the other, right?
The latter.
Let's check in with Micah right now. It should be good weather for those traveling.
Oh, it's absolutely perfect. Travel weather looks good. Eating outside for Thanksgiving might even look good as we hop off into tomorrow. I want to show you what's going on outside. Nothing going on around here. We do have some clouds back toward the west, but still, as you can see, there isn't really a big system heading our direction. Not in the next couple of days, but late Friday off into your weekend, that's a different story. Current temperatures are in the 30s and 40s. It's kind of a chilly start out and about. 59 by the afternoon. A good looking day in store, especially during the afternoon hours. So if you're trying to get any plans taken care of, heading out to the grocery store, knocking out some of that shopping, whatever it may be, you can do it anytime today. We'll get into your Friday off into your weekend forecast because that's when things change, guys. I have that coming up.
Okay, see you then. Thank you.
So the word is to be giving yourself some extra time if you plan to travel away from home this Thanksgiving.
It's going to be busy. One of the busiest travel weekends of the year. Airports and roads are expected to be crowded. And with national security concerns, a trip to the airport could take you a little longer than planned. WKYT's Mark Barber is live at Bluegrass Airport this morning on what you can expect if you're taking a flight. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill, and in fact, it could take you a lot longer than you planned today. The lines for security, or rather the lines to check your bag here at the Bluegrass Airport, they're long, but the lines for security, those are much longer. The State Department issued a worldwide travel warning saying that we need to be on the lookout for things. So it makes sense that security is very tight here this morning, and that's why it is taking a lot longer for people to get their bags screened before they take their flights here at Bluegrass Airport. Now, the State Department issued this travel alert warning Americans of possible terror attacks after the terrifying attacks in Paris. President Obama says there is no specific or credible threat to the U.S., but the State Department is warning that groups like ISIS are continuing to plan terrorist attacks in multiple regions. Airports are taking that threat seriously. We're told TSA agents across the country are being told to take their time screening bags, even though it's one of the busiest travel days of the year. According to the State Department, particular caution is needed right now because it is the holiday season. Their travel alert will last until February 24th. Now, while lines are long and there is a lot of concerns about security, we are still seeing a lot of smiles and a lot of excitement. After all, Thanksgiving is tomorrow. Everyone here just hoping that they can make it back home, back to their families safely. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, that is the goal. Thank you very much for the report. You should expect the roadways to be busy as well.
Yeah, I can imagine they'd be congested. In addition to seeing all the other drivers out on the roads, you'll likely see plenty of police officers as well out and about. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain is live along I-75 with more on why they're launching a special campaign. State police are when you travel this holiday.
Yeah, good morning, Rebecca. They're launching a thing called Operation Raid. The hope is to keep the roads safer, as this is one of the busiest travel times of the year. Now, troopers say the plan is to crack down on aggressive, impaired, and distracted drivers this holiday season. There will be a zero tolerance also for people who are not wearing their seatbelts. KSP says it will be using real-time crash data and mapping systems to identify certain areas that need attention. The focus for Kentucky State Police is to bring awareness to dangerous driving behaviors. KSP says the number of fatal crashes is up this year in Kentucky. Now, police say more than 650 people have died on our roads this year. That is 60 more than what we had at this time last year. So in other words, there will be a lot of police on the road. Please just pay attention, buckle up, and do not text and drive. KSP is also asking if you see any distracted drivers or aggressive drivers to call Kentucky State Police. For more information on Operation Raid, you can check it out on our website, WKYT.com. Live in Lexington, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
Already looking a little busy out there. Thanks so much, Michelle. A Madison County woman is in jail this morning after state police say she injured 2 infants while babysitting. Police charged 34-year-old Bessie Perkins with 2 counts of criminal abuse. State police say they started investigating after the infants' parents took them to a doctor to be treated for injuries they suffered. Police say Perkins injured the babies multiple times while they were in her care.
Now 5:35 on WKYT, and this morning still no arrests have been made in the weekend murder of a Lexington teenager. Neighbors found 18-year-old Jamal Gossett shot to death in an SUV on Kent Drive Sunday night. He recently graduated from Bryan Station High School. Funeral arrangements have been set now for Gossett. His visitation will be Monday at Main Street Baptist in Lexington, with his funeral following at 1 o'clock that afternoon. Well, today prosecutors charged a Chicago police officer with first-degree murder. Protesters took to the streets.
As Andrew Spencer shows us, the demonstrations got physical at times.
Protesters blocked a freeway in Chicago, making known their outrage over the killing of 17-year-old Laquan McDonald. They stood in the street, chanting, raising their hands in the air as a show of civil disobedience. The situation got physical at times. You can see the pushing and shoving as crowds of protesters met the police line. At one point, demonstrators stood together, linking arms in a giant ring, completely blocking an intersection. At another, a mass of people followed as a handful of protesters scuffled with law enforcement. The protests come on the day prosecutors charged Officer Jason Van Dyke with first-degree murder in a shooting that happened in October of last year.
Our investigation has determined that Officer Van Dyke was on the scene for less than 30 seconds. Before he started shooting.
Police released this graphic dash cam video to the public for the first time on Tuesday. It shows 17-year-old Laquan McDonald walking in the middle of the road. Shortly after officers arrive, he spins, then falls as gunshots hit his body. The video is silent, so it's not clear what is said. Police say he had a knife with a 3-inch blade. An officer is seen kicking something away from his hand. Prosecutors say Van Dyke shot McDonald 16 times.
The officer in this case took a young man's life, and he's going to have to account for his actions.
Van Dyke's attorney says he was acting in self-defense in fear for his life and for the lives of his fellow officers. Andrew Spencer, WKYT.
The family reportedly received a $5 million settlement from the police department in Chicago without even filing a lawsuit after the shooting.
Well, a community is rallying around a Lincoln County family who lost everything in a fire. That fire on Monday afternoon destroyed Stephanie Padgett's home and all of her family's belongings. Since then, multiple people have stepped up to help. The principal at Stanford Elementary School, where Padgett's son is a student, was able to deliver clothing and toiletry items for the family. She says it shows what kind of community Stanford is.
There's lots of people pulling for them, and I think it's going to, we'll help them get out on the other side.
Sheer Designs in Stanford is accepting donations in clothing, also toiletries as well. Someone has even donated a trailer for the family to stay in rent-free. They're still working to get utilities so the family can move in there.
Caring community.
Yeah.
Well, the Breeders' Cup cast an international spotlight on Lexington, and this morning we're learning more about just how big of an impact that event had on the city.
It was all the talk yesterday during the Bluegrass Sports Commission's corporate membership speaker series. Mayor Jim Gray says the event was a huge success. Not only did things run smoothly for the city, but there's an estimated $65 million economic impact as well.
You know, the Breeders' Cup represented so much pride in Lexington, and it also represented enthusiasm. What we've learned is, over time, is sports is fun, but sports is business too.
Mayor Gray says they plan to have other meetings in the future about the role sports plays in Lexington's economy.
Kentucky State Police are hoping you can help them make the holidays a little brighter for some Kentucky families in need. The Cram the Cruiser campaign is now underway. Troopers are trying to fill up cruisers with non-perishable food items. The food will then be distributed to local food banks. This is the 6th year that state police have done this.
In law enforcement, a lot of people get into it to help people, and this is just one of those many ways, and it's something different than what we do on a daily basis.
Last year, state police raised more than 232,000 pounds of food. This year, they hope to exceed that. You can drop off donations at any of the 16 state police posts around the Commonwealth through December 11th. There are also blue barrels set up inside most Kroger locations here in central Kentucky. Well, tonight, hundreds of people who may not be able to afford a traditional Thanksgiving meal will get a special treat. The Lexington Rescue Mission will host its 15th annual Thanksgiving dinner. More than 150 volunteers from around the area, including Lexington Mayor Jim Gray, will serve hundreds of hot holiday meals. That will be, of course, to the city's poor and homeless. The dinner will be held from 5 until 7 tonight at Broadway Christian Church.
And you'll have another chance, if you haven't gotten this chance yet, to check out a Kentucky man on national television.
The Voice held its weekly elimination show last night. Harlan native Jordan Smith made it to the top 10. In an added bonus for Smith, his rendition of Jessie J's hit, Who Are You?, is up to number 10 on iTunes at this point. What's funny?
Who you are.
Is what it is? Who you are. All right. Beautiful song. In any case, he delivered it very well.
Who are you? Was that the Who? I don't know.
It was. You got
it
that
really?
right.
Okay.
Yeah, right. You got it. 5:41, 19 before 6. Let's check live drive traffic this morning and see what's going on out there. And hopefully you know who you are this morning on this day before Thanksgiving. Things are looking good. We have no really reports of any delays. We are anticipating the traffic volumes to pick up, and we are in fact getting reports that traffic is already picking up on the interstates. We've been checking out at Bluegrass Airport. Saw that it is busy with check-ins out there. So everybody have just a little bit of patience as well, because a lot of folks are trying to do the same thing you are, and that is get somewhere for Thanksgiving.
And we are just getting word of a potential traffic impact on Man o' War. A semi's crashed near Sarin Drive. No one was hurt, so that's good news.
Okay, that's out there near Tate's Creek, so we'll keep check on that. And there's a lot more news coming up on WKYT this morning.
While most of us will be munching on turkey tomorrow, at least 2 birds caught a break from landing on the table for Thanksgiving. We'll tell you why after weather.
And we have some nice conditions as we slide into your afternoon. This morning's still pretty chilly, but this afternoon and also Turkey Day afternoon looks fantastic. I'll show you that and then the rain afterwards coming up next.